Hi, welcome to StatStuff. I'm Matt Hansen. Have you ever watched some of those reality shows where people are displaying their singing talent? Sometimes the funniest ones for me to watch are when a person thinks they're the greatest singer in the world, but when they go to perform, they sound horrible. What makes it more funny is that the judges are usually very direct and honest about how bad they sang, but the person refuses to believe the judges. Well, why is that? Well, it's usually because all their friends and family told them how great a singer that they were. Well, in this lesson, I'll talk about the value of getting feedback from your team and offer some suggestions on how you can get it. Just as with those tone-deaf singers on the talent shows, I know that feedback can often be a double-edged sword that can be both helpful and hurtful. But I personally value honest feedback, even if it stings, because it's an opportunity for me to see a blind spot I may have that helps me to learn and grow. So it's time to thicken our skin and dive into how we can get feedback from our team. Now that you're at the end of your project and all is said and done, it's important to get the feedback from the team for the project. So the team's responses can be very revealing about what did or didn't work well within the project itself. Now, their hindsight view can be extremely helpful for future projects that you're going to be leading and supporting anyway, so it's critical that you try to get an understanding of how well things worked or what didn't work so you can make those corrections for the future. So how do you get their feedback? Well, the best possible method is to use anonymous surveys. The surveys can be handwritten format distributed during maybe one of your last meetings together, or maybe they're online surveys that are ideal because at least it allows for the team to fill it out and you might be able to easily compile it when it's online. Surveys tend to work best for answers that are short, like a yes/no, or maybe they're on a Likert scale of like a 1 through 5 rating, or like a strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree, that kind of thing. Now, you could have open-ended questions that solicit essay-style answers, but they really should be avoided, or don't use them extensively. You could request some write-in answers to help clarify any constructive criticism that they provide, but just be aware that if you have too much essay-style, people are not very prone to fill those out. So try to anticipate the kinds of things you want to ask them and give them the opportunity to explain anything that might be on the negative side. Now, the plus delta tool is one tool that could be used for open discussion when you're with the team. So the tool is used in the group meeting where you have two columns that are drawn, where you have a plus sign on one side and a delta or the triangle represented on the other side in the other column. Now, the way you fill this out is you ask the team the things that worked well, and you write those on the plus side, and the things that didn't work well, and those, or the things that maybe should be changed for the future, and those are the things that are noted on the delta side. And you may need to encourage discussion, like reminding the team of the different meetings or events or the things that occurred during the project to help spawn some of that discussion about the things that did work well or might need to be changed for the future. Now, if you go through this exercise, just keep in mind that this isn't anonymous because you're doing it as a team. So there's value in having the team kind of remember some of those things and talk through it. However, at the same time, because it's not anonymous, you might have some team members who are reluctant to provide their direct critical feedback. So it might be helpful to do something like this in a meeting and then do a follow-up survey afterwards. But whatever you do, don't try to overdo it and over-survey your folks because you may end up getting a lot less response if you overdo it. All right, before we close this lesson, let's discuss how we can apply some of these concepts in a practical way. I'd like you to identify 2 projects that you worked on in your organization. These don't have to be projects that you necessarily led, but at least ones that you were a part of in the team. And try to create a plus delta for each of those different projects and ask yourself a few questions. What are the positive steps and results that worked well during that project? And also, what are the challenges that occurred during the project that possibly didn't work well or needed to change? So for each of the plus delta items that you had identified, how can you apply the plus type of items that you identified and improve on the delta type of items for any future project or initiative that you're going to work? Well, that wraps up this lesson. Check out StatStuff.com for many more resources that can help you achieve powerful results. I'm Matt Hansen. Thanks for watching.